What's up, guys? Day 2 at AHR right now. We out here. It's Pat.
Oh yeah. You can lock it? Yeah. Ah, okay. Nice. Yeah. Not sure how much heat.
It's going to be well, it's going to be reset, right? But it's not screaming loud.
Oh, that's why I don't use
Yeah, well, we hit the market early summer, and what they are is they're test leads with lights on the end of them. The USB-C rechargeable. The battery life is a little bit over 20 hours of constant battery life. They're Stat rated, Stat 4 rated. They're UL listed. All kinds of cool bells and whistles. Compete with all the high-end probes on the market already. So no more holding a flashlight in your mouth, tasting all that nasty flashlight taste, that we've all tasted. You basically have them at your fingertips. So now when you're testing voltage, it's much safer. You can just shine the lights wherever you need to test, and then turn off the switch, and then when the LED lights die, you just recharge them. It takes like under an hour to charge them, and so this is a much safer way to test voltage, to light up your space without fumbling with a flashlight.
So are they compatible with any multimeter or just the subco?
That's a great question. No, 99% of the multimeters out there are compatible.
Awesome.
So they're 4
I'm
millimeter
coming
banana
to you
connectors.
next.
And one thing that we're focusing on is these will compete with any high-end leads out there on the market already, but these will have lights as well, and they're going to be compatible pricing as well. So we're going to try to make it a no-brainer to choose these over all the competitors, because they have everything and then lights as well.
Awesome. Product, okay, the alloy salt. We're going to heat up the end of the rod, and we're going to dip it in the flux. Now we have a flux-covered rod, and all we're going to do here is we're just going to simply melt the flux off onto the repair area. Okay, wherever that leak is in the aluminum, we're going to take it, remove the rod, and we're just going to allow the flux to do all the work. They'll clean and decontaminate the repair area for us, and then it'll change color at the exact moment it hits 600 degrees. So when you see it go clear like that, it's ready to go. We're going to lay the rod, okay, and have a nice little repair, just like that. And we're all done. So super easy, right? Flow here, so there's nothing down here. We're going to get this real hot. Okay, what it's going to do is it's going to stop all transfer of heat up to 3,000 degrees. Now, even though we're using it on just a stick like this, if you're wrapping a TXV, reversing valve, king valve, you're protecting a dryer, whatever it is, it's completely reusable for life. Throw it back in the tub. Now, that's pretty hot, right? Okay, now check this out. Check this out. So it's literally ice cold right underneath it. Yeah. Ice cold. When you're done with it, cool it off, put it back in the tub, and then we just, in case you don't want to carry all that up on the roof, we just introduced a new hot block pocket block, so it makes it just enough to be able to cover a couple of TXVs while you're up there. So really, a copper brazing rod. It is flux in the rod. So Rick, it's a little bit different on this, right? We'll go this route. No need for preheating. Okay, it's got the flux in it. We're just going to go at it, start with the aluminum, and then we'll move down to the copper, all right? So we're just going to heat it up a little bit, and we're going to move it down to the copper, and then we'll start using the rod, drag the rod, and then there it goes, just like that, in a capillary flow all the way around. So we can add more, we can follow the, what? No, the flux is doing that for us. When we're dealing with copper, I always suggest
Hey guys.
Tell me one advice that you have to the younger generation just getting into the trade or looking to get into the trade right now.
Best thing I can tell you is look up everything that you don't know. If you're working on a piece of equipment and you like see something that you've never seen before, look it up. Because one night, 2 o'clock in the morning, you'll be like, shit, I wish I would have listened.
Okay.
For sure.
And what is something you would tell yourself just starting out in the trade that you didn't know back then that you know now?
Get ready to put the time in. This isn't a 9 to 5. This is a career. So, you get what you put into it. So, you want to do the bare bones basics and bare minimum, you're not going to go far. Put the max in that you can, and you will go far.
One last question. Do you think this is a lucrative business to get into?
100%. I started doing residential. I worked my way up to energy management, into industrial, and now I travel all over the world teaching everyone across the country.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
What is one tip of advice that you have to the younger generation getting into the trade now or maybe looking to get into the trade?
So, first of all, my name's Kyle. I'm with Sheet Metal HVAC. I've been in the trades for 10 years. My biggest advice is to be patient. Be patient, listen to your peers, listen to the older generation, and take in all the information that they give you. Some guys are very hard on you, and they'll push you a lot, and there'll be days where you just want to drop everything and quit. But just like I said, be patient, listen, do what they tell you, get their respect, and everything that they tell you that, it's stuff that could be used in the trades, and that they've been doing for a very long time. So, just be patient, listen to them, and you'll grow that way.
For sure. And what is one thing that you would tell yourself now that you didn't know before when you just got into the trade?
Oh man, be humble, man. Be humble. And I think that goes all the way back to being patient and getting that respect from people. Be humble, and because some people go out there in the trades acting really cocky and stuff like that, act like they know everything, act like whatever. And that goes, as a foreman as well. As a foreman, you want to be humble. You want to, even though you have that 10-year experience, that 15-year experience, it's good to listen to that apprentice. Maybe that apprentice that's been working in the trades for 3 years has a better idea than you, that's more efficient. So being humble is something that maybe I could have used when I was a lot, younger and starting out in the trade.
For sure. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, man.
So tell me one tip of advice that you have to the younger generation just getting into the trade right now or looking to get into the trade right now.
One thing I think is important for the young guys is to really pay attention to the job that you're on and the guy you're working with. Try to know the next step of what it is. And if you're just starting off, you may not know what the next step is, like the component to grab or whatever, but you can make up time by hustling back and forth to the truck. And that will allow the guy you're working with to have more time during the job to show you how to do technical things. So if you're lazy and you're just walking to the truck and coming back, it's frustrating for a tech, one, and it burns up time on the job that you could be learning something cooler.
For sure.
Yeah.
And what is one thing that you would have told yourself back then that you know now?
Oh man, that's a long list.
One thing.
One thing I would have told myself then, apply myself after hours more than I did.
Right.
When you're at work, it's not always the time to learn. It's kind of like if you play sports, right? You have practice, and when you show up on game day, you're there to play to win. So work is the same way. You got to put in your time after hours, on the weekends, attend trade shows, and read the manuals outside of your work hours.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Kyle.
There's 2 CFM vacuum pump coming out. It is battery powered, and what we have is we've got our standard Hillmore battery. Pop him in like that, you're good to go. Or you've got your, excuse me. Not everybody wants to buy all brand new batteries, so we do have an adapter. So if you are a red person or a yellow person, you pop that battery adapter on, just like so. just like so. Okay.
Don't worry, we can edit.
There we go. Boom.
Perfect.
Just like that, and then you can use whatever brand battery you want.
Awesome. Pretty sick. Nice. Close up. Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks,
Thanks
guys.
so much. I'm curious.
The quick sling stands.
I'm not. No.
So traditionally with the quick sling stands, this is common to the QSMS 1201. It's powder coated steel, right? Very strong. But what he was saying about speed is that usually like this comes apart because you can adjust. See, you unscrew these, and it adjusts depending on the size of it.
Oh,
right?
got you. Okay.
So he was just saying like that you don't have to. All you have to do is slide the rails on, just boom.
Got you. I see
So
what
it's
you're
limited to the size of units, like just a single fan unit. Is
That
all
makes
you want
sense
to put on
because
that.
it's less. Oh really? Yeah, they're cool. Do you do rector seal though?
You do any rector seal?
It's like
Like the service side of it?
All right, we're going to give these guys an additional 5 minutes. Everybody's doing good. We'll get this out. Who prepped all this? Make sure that's in there. Come on, I can't touch it for you. Come on. Push. You're good. You're in. Keep your hands to yourself, Tyler. You're in. If it's not.
We have Just Work HVAC here. So I have a question for you.
Yes,
What
sir.
is some advice that you have to the younger generation looking to get into the trade now or just got into the trade?
My advice to the younger generation is find a passion, stick to it, and just keep learning and never stop learning, and always read books.
For sure. And what is something that you would tell yourself back then that you know now, just getting into the trade?
To listen more.
You heard it here first. Listen. All right.
Thank you, brother.
All right. We have Pat here. Tell me one piece of advice that you have to the younger generation just getting into the trade or looking to get into the trade.
Don't be afraid to try something new. Always take chances in learning something new. You're never satisfied, man. Have that hunger, that desire to learn. The more you know, the more you're worth, and you can go anywhere. I never thought I'd be here 15 years ago, 20 years ago when I got into this trade, but I was willing to do the work, go above and beyond what my boss wanted to train me for, and look where I'm at now. I'm hanging out with people like him.
For sure, that's awesome. And what is something that you would tell yourself back then that you know now?
Take some time with the family, man. I was in a different place back then. I had to work a lot harder. I got young kids. I was young. I had kids like 19.
Wow.
So I got hung up on working to take care of the family, and I wish I would have took a little more time and spent some time with the family instead of working so much. But I can't take it back now. And I've had these conversations with my kids, and they understood. They understood what it was for. So
Awesome. Thank you so much.
right on, man.
What's up, guys? We have Mr. Fat Cheeto here. Tell me one piece of advice that you have to the younger generation looking to get into the trade now or that's in the trade right now.
You know, I always want to encourage people to wear spandex and possibly eat, like a lot of meat. You need protein. So where I'm going with this is if the turtle doesn't cross the road, you get what I'm saying? The rabbit won't follow.
Got it.
And when you're in that kind of binary culture of life, you got to step back.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like to step back. But for advice, I'd say continue learning, Always continue learning.
Always.
Yeah,
Sure.
you always want to learn. YouTube, watch my videos.
Watch the
I am
videos.
a great educator. I am EPA certified
Show
and
them the tattoo.
HVAC certified.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm kind of a big deal, but not as big deal as Ryan here.
Something that you would tell your younger self back then that you know now.
Pee Wee Herman was gay.
He walked away. Louis the Boiler Man here. Welcome.
Wepa, mi gente.
Wepa. All right, so tell me what advice do you have to the younger generation looking to get into the trade now or is already in the trade?
Start now. Like, don't even think about it. Start now. But what I would tell you before you start, go with somebody you know, or ask for a ride along, whatever HVAC companies are by your house or nearby your neighborhood, your community, and ask them, listen, I would like to do a ride along because I want to see if this is something I really want to do.
That's exactly what I did, and it worked out great.
Oh, so listen, I can't say no more. Got a perfect example here. This is the product right here.
Ride along, then start out as a helper and work your way up. All right, now what is something that you would tell your younger self that you didn't know back then that you know now?
You know what? I would definitely start marketing, advertising earlier. You know what I mean? It's funny, like that's like, oh well, like what's the irony of that? But yeah, because if I had to go back knowing what I know now, papa, I'd be in a whole different place. You know, I'd probably be a millionaire for all I know, but I would say definitely start marketing, advertising myself, pushing myself out there. Use what we didn't have this before, but there's different strategy of doing it then. So whatever's available to you, do it. So in this case, advertise, because listen, you could be the best at what you do, but if nobody knows you, it doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
So you want people to know you, and when people know you, papa, the magic happens, right? Like this.
It's never too late. At least you started.
Nah, I started at 19 years old, but it's never too late. Guys, listen, I'm 44 years old, about to be 45 in April. And guys, it's never. I'm here at the AHR show. I'm here with my man with the young guns over here. Yeah. Also, at the same time, always learning. You're always learning. You're always networking. It never stops, guys. But you know why I don't stop? Because I love it. I enjoy it. So if you enjoy what you do, you like what you do, love what you do, it's not work.
Wepa.
All right, guys. Until next time, Wepa.
Guys, we have Sasha here, aka HVAC Game. So what is one piece of advice that you have to the younger generation looking to get into the trade or already is in the trade?
Okay, so for people already in the trade, I would say don't be afraid to ask questions, because that's kind of, in the beginning there's a lot of new things. So if you're like thinking about getting into it and there's something that you don't know, just don't be afraid and just like go out there, ask questions. If you have a buddy that's maybe like in it already and is ahead of you, just ask questions. And even if you're working with your lead, if there's something you don't understand, ask before you do it. Like that's what I think.
Awesome. And what is a piece of advice that you have to someone looking to get into the trade?
Well, don't be afraid to get started. it might look challenging because there's so many things and so much information out there, but don't be afraid to just take a summer job. There's HVAC companies that do installs. They always look for people, especially in the summertime. Just get in and let's do it.
And what is something that you would tell your younger self back then that you know now?
Don't like judge yourself too much for making mistakes, because mistakes happen, and I think that's one of the main things is how we learn. And I can tell you how many mistakes I made to get to where I'm now. But the main thing is, if you do a mistake, just take a step back and look at what you did, look at what you did wrong, and look at how you can improve. So that way you actually take a lesson from what the mistake was, and then the next time you encounter the same situation, you can prevent it.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you so much.
I love it. Thanks, man.
What's up, guys? We're here with Ewok does HVAC. So tell me a little bit about yourself. I know you started the trade when you were only 17 years old. Now you're 19. How do you like the trade so far? What is some advice that you have?
The trade's been amazing. Yeah, I've been in the trades for 2 years now. I've just been learning as much as I can and just gaining as much knowledge as I can. There's never going to be a point where I know everything, so just having that drive to learn as much as you can, I think that's the best way to excel in the industry. But I've been loving it. It's been great. I've been in a company right now doing a lot of residential service work, and I think that's where I really shine, and I really like the residential service work.
What are some of the pros and cons of HVAC?
Pros and cons. I think there's a lot of pros in HVAC. The money that comes with it, of course. And then I think talking to customers, being at a new job site every day. When you're a service tech, you're going to be at a new job site every day, going to other people's houses. Because I don't like staying in one place. Some of the cons maybe could be being in 150-degree attics, or being underneath homes, crawling underneath homes, dead rats. But I think the pros outweigh the cons for me personally.
All right. And what is some advice that you have to anyone looking to get into the content creation? I know you already have 12,000 subscribers on YouTube in just 3 months.
Wow. I think just start doing it, because when I first started, I was really scared. I was hesitant to start. I only been in the trade for a year and a half at the time, And basically, I was scared to put my work out there because I know people would judge or criticize me, but I just did it. I stopped caring about that and I did it. And my first video I ever posted did 400,000 views and it's been doing amazing. And I've been going ever since and having a lot of positive feedback. Of course, the negative feedback is there, but you just ignore it. You don't even pay attention. You just focus and you just keep going forward. So yeah, I'd just say just start. Despite how much knowledge you know or experience, just do it.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. Of course, bro.
Thank you. What's up, guys? I'm here with American Electrician. Tell me, what is one piece of advice that you have for the younger generation just getting into the trade or is already in the trades?
Yeah, if you apply yourself, there's really nothing that you can't do. There's no limit to where you can go with the trade, all the way up to owning your own business. It's something that actually equips you to do that, gives you the skill set to start that. And a lot of contractors started their own business from actually being in the field. So that's something that I love, is that it gives you the opportunity not just to learn a skill set that's actually useful and provides value, and you get to help people, but also like it's fulfilling. You get to see what you do every day. Like you get to see something actually get done. Right. And I really love what I do. So I always tell anybody who's thinking about it, try it. There's no downside. For sure. Even if you go into it and you don't like it, you always have the opportunity to go out and you're not stuck in a ton of debt or something crazy like that.
That's awesome. Spot on. And what is something that you would tell your younger self that you didn't know back then that you know now?
Oh, man. It's a great question.
Tough one.
That is a tough one. I'm going to say, give me just a sec.
I'll cut it out.
Cool. I would say just how important the people are around you. As far as like learning the trade, obviously you want to learn as much as possible, but the relationships that you have with the other employees and the people above you are one of those things that kind of will determine how far you get to go. For sure. Typically, they pull people into the office who deal well with others. So if you learn how to play nice, you can get those upgrades, and you can actually like make something out of that career. So
awesome. Thank you so much.
Cool. Appreciate it, man.
What's your first name?
Spin.
Joey, aka HVAC Combat here. So what is one tip of advice that you would recommend the younger generation looking to get into the trade or is already in the trade now?
If you're looking to get into the trade, know that this is a hard industry, but it is vital to okay. If you're looking to get into this trade, just know that it's not easy. It's hard, mentally, physically, but it is vital to the continued prosperity of our nation. And you are a valued member in society, at least in my eyes, and in the eyes of anyone who does this kind of work. We're always going to need heat. We're always going to maybe not need cooling, but it is something that people will always pay for. So you know you'll always have work. If you're already in the trade, it can be hard to have the motivation to keep learning and keep going into work every day. Maybe you're working with someone who doesn't want to teach you the right way, or isn't treating you well. And I can sympathize with that because I struggled for a long time. But if you keep your head down and if you really want to learn, and if you're able to find people who mentor you and motivate you, then eventually it can become more worth it, and you'll thank yourself for not giving up.
For sure, 100%. And what is something that you would tell your younger self that you didn't know back then that you know now?
If I had to tell something to my younger self, I guess it would be to be more proactive in planning my future. Have more of an active role in deciding what I really want out of life.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time, man.
Hey, man. Thank you.
Yep.